Hi friends. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is for you in particular. Hi. It's morning time for me as I record this video. It's been quite a whirlwind of a morning in a matter of less than an hour. But yeah, guess we're just gonna roll with the day. I decided I wanted to record. To be honest, I'm not really sure, as per usual. I'm not really sure what I'm going to talk about or what I'm going to read for. I do have these cards here, the Tarot of the Divine. I got the book out last night because I wanted to look at something in particular because my intuition and subconscious have been kind of crazy lately, okay? As we make our way into Taurus season, I love that for us. Love, 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 love. Not that I don't like Aries season or anything, but I'm a Taurus moon. So is my twin. Shout out to you, twinning. And, you know, the second house is like... Anyway. Yeah, so... I don't know, I guess I'll just do a collective read. I really don't know. I kind of was sitting here feeling like... Look, I'm in Aries rules. I kind of was sitting here feeling like I don't know that I want to do a reading or what type of reading or for whom or for what. I also have another message that I've been preparing for you guys for quite a while that I need to give. Not really sure what I'm waiting on for that. Except I kind of feel like I need to be on camera for that message, which is interesting. But yeah, that's my morning ramble. So I guess, like I said, we'll just do a collective message. See what's going on in the energy. Maybe your intuition and subconscious have been pretty active like mine. I just heard there's a spot growing. Okay. I don't know what that means. I feel like if you're looking for something, you will find it. Okay, I feel like it's pretty far, whatever this is. Now, this could be literal or metaphysical. So, you know, I need you to stay with me here. But I feel like, so if it's literal, like, it, you know, very far, like, not down the road, not 20 minutes away, but across the country, or I don't know what that is. Or this could be more metaphysical in the sense of energetic distance, but I feel like something is pretty far, but you will connect with it again. I don't know if you lost something, or this could be a person in your energy. We have 6th house. Okay. That's interesting. I heard this is the house of burdens. I don't really know if the sixth house is actually classified that way. I mean, I suppose to some degree it could. 6th house is Virgo. It's about discipline and service. Excuse me, your health as well. Okay, the house of burdens. So something about the 6th house is burdening you? Or this is what you're... Maybe this is what you're looking for, or... I don't know. You also have Aries coming out here. See, I literally just got bored. Literally, in that moment. Okay. It's not Aries. Okay, maybe that's why. That's interesting. It's Aquarius. Yeah. I did say Aries, didn't I? So there could be an Aries in your energy, or this is has to do with Aries season. Like I said, we just stepped into Taurus season. And we have Pluto. Pluto, the planet of change, of metamorphosis, power, secrets, transformation. So if you're looking for something, maybe it feels far away, or it feels like you have to make a big change in your life or your lifestyle or something like that. Okay, I feel like somebody is like I'm getting like healthy lifestyle choices, something about your life choices. You want to be healthier, or you're trying to move into making a healthy choice. I have no idea. Refreshed and refurbished. There's a star card, 10 of cups. Okay. This message feels really scattered. I think it's the result of multiple things. Okay, which brings me back to that sixth house energy. It's like, I feel like something is really far away. There's a need to bring something not just into balance. Yes, balance, something's not harmonious right now. Okay, but I feel like there are multiple changes, multiple small changes, or multiple, I don't know, I'm seeing it. Okay, I did bring my notebook out so I can better communicate. I choose to be a unicorn. Let's see here. So yeah, I don't know. I'm seeing like, oh wow, I literally was about to draw the sun. You know how the sun rays, like when you draw a sun, you draw the circle and then you draw the different size rays. I mean, when you draw like this, maybe your sun is more fancy and methodical and detailed. I don't know. Anyway, it was reminding me of the rays of the sun. So I feel like something is becoming more clear to you. You are getting closer to clarity. You are getting closer to healing and good health, or healing something. I don't know what it is. Maybe just your life in general, or some kind of hardship. Okay, something's been off balance. You're healing and coming out of that 5 energy in whatever way you've been in it. But I feel like there are multiple, okay, now I'm getting like multiple streams of income. Okay, maybe this is something that you're working on or working towards. Okay. Again, that Taurus season is supporting your security, your values, your resources, your assets. Oh my gosh. My nose. Okay. But yeah, that's how I was seeing it. Like, there are multiple different things you're working on, or things are working in tandem. I feel like too. There's a lot of change that's happening here. I'm seeing like a factory. You know how in a factory there's the Five of Swords. You know how in the Sun. Okay, so for some of you it's been the Five of Swords, but there's some kind of five energy. There's been a lot of change, conflict, confusion, chaos. Okay, all the C's when the five comes in. But you know how in a factory there are multiple steps. Okay, you know, like to make new sneakers. I don't know why I'm saying sneakers, but that's what came to mind. To make new sneakers, it has to go through the first step and the second step and the third step. Like, you can't put the shoestrings in before the holes have been created for them, type thing. So all right, let's just see what the message is. I'm gonna pull 5 cards. What's interesting too here is I had already shuffled and cut the deck. I just remembered as I started shuffling again, and the Hangman is back here. Okay. So you may be starting something over time and time again, or... Alright, let's see. I'm gonna pull 5 cards. I'm hearing 2 things that are quite... I'm not really sure how they would be related. I'm hearing like medieval times. That's beautiful. Medieval times and the DMV. I'm not sure how those things are related at all. First card out is the Page of Coins. So the Page of Coins is a card of messages, communication, or intention, right? This is the initiation of new intention, new energy, new focus, you know, learning something new, growing something new, applying skills in a new way, learning new skills. Okay, there's something like this happening. Some of you may be starting a new job here. I am seeing the 10 of Wands in this card. And what did I say about the 6th house? The house of... I don't remember what the words were. This is part of why I really want to write this stuff down, because my memory literally 2 seconds later, it would be like I totally forgot what was happening or what I said or whatever. Anyway, the House of Burdens. Okay, let me write it down. The House of Burdens. Yeah, so I was seeing the 10 of Wands in this card, which is interesting. I mean, so something is gonna be or is a lot of work. I feel like it's not really expected to be, but the 10 of Wands is like, is the end of that overwhelm. And it's interesting, in this Page of Coins there are options here. I always see it that way. You know, some people may see it like she or he or they are just petting this other animal here, but I kind of see it as them pushing this one away and choosing this other one. So you may be doing that. Maybe you're this is one of the decisions that you're having to make to start over in a different way. What's interesting too, I've never seen in this card, there's another set of feet back there. Okay, that's weird. I never saw that before, just now. So the Page of Pentacles, followed by Temperance. Divine intervention. This is right time, right place, Sagittarius energy. Now this does represent balance. Okay, Temperance is a card of evolution. It's a card of finding peace and serenity and finding a good balance in something after a big change. I feel like a lot of you, I mean, maybe you've gone through some kind of transformation. We see Pluto here kind of depicting that already. Either you're in the midst of it, you're causing it, or you're on the tail end of it. Either way, I feel like somebody has been able to focus their energy and intention in another place. Maybe that's caused I heard a beautiful distraction for you. Okay, I want to talk for a second about distraction. As that word comes out of my mouth, it brings my brain to coping skills. And you know, while distraction is a useful coping skill, it's typically one that's, I want to call it inherited, which is interesting. That's not really what I meant to say, but it's typically one that we learn early on to kind of protect our minds, protect our peace, protect our things, protect our body, whatever the case may be, just so that we don't go insane. Essentially, you know, it's a part of what we learn in survival mode. It's really important to understand whether or not you're using that coping skill out of habit, right? Habitual survival, or if this is something that is actually supporting you, right? Because anything in excess is too much. This is a part of also what the Temperance card suggests. You know, Temperance is after death and before the devil, and so this means like there's quite a spiritual balance to have here. And typically in the Temperance, as you see in this card, this angel or individual or whatever has 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on the land, right? So this is a matter of finding the balance in the spiritual and your emotional and the physical, tangible, financial, but finding a balance. You know, I'm here in this planet and within these people, but I don't necessarily have to be spiritually here. So again, somebody's using distraction here to cope with some 3D or what's the words I'm trying to say? They're trying to cope with some worldly thing. Yeah, I don't know what that is, but I feel like somebody is finding a balance. Now this could be in the realm of your finances. I feel like too this has to do with, like, again, not going overboard with maybe using substances or whatever that thing is, because I feel like there is a tendency to, or a possibility of, going overboard. Yeah. All right. I don't know why this bell is standing out to me. Again, I never really noticed all the different things in the Temperance's hands in this card, or even the number of hands. But let me go back to the coping skills. So outside of distraction, because I have a little note here for myself, you also have self-soothing, okay, which is one. Self-soothing is like tending to the 5 senses. So if I'm feeling overwhelmed by the worldly stuff, then maybe I will light a candle that smells good. Maybe I will tend to my auditory sense and put some music on that makes me feel good. Maybe I'll tend to my gustatory sense and eat something that tastes good, or drink some tea to warm my palate, whatever. Then you have distraction, and you have opposite action as well, another coping skill. So if I'm feeling overwhelmed and I want to punch somebody in the face, right? Maybe I'll do the opposite of that, which is to hug them, or I don't know what the opposite of punching somebody in the face is, but today it's going to be a hug. So, or if I want to, I don't know. I don't have any other examples. What else is here? Emotional awareness, a really good one, and such a simple one, my friends. Okay, so often, right, with that distraction coping skill, I'm also getting gaming too. I don't think I said that out loud, but whatever it is for you. So often without distraction, coping skill, it's born out of survival mode. And again, that doesn't mean that it's all bad, or I don't know why I'm hearing all nasty. So something about it is like, I'm hearing topical. Okay, I feel like I'm not really sure where that came from, or what that has to do with anything, but maybe I'm getting like picking. I forget what that's called. There's so much clinical language. I wish it was just like embedded in my brain. But again, we just got done saying I forget things after 2 seconds. So here we are. But anyway, I'm getting something about picking. Maybe picking is something that you do to cope with like intrusive thoughts or something. Anyway, the emotional awareness is as simple as, instead of reaching for the video game, or instead of reaching to pick, I reach within myself and say, what am I experiencing emotionally right now? What is happening? And become aware of that. Maybe put some language to that. Okay. What else is on here? Mindfulness-based coping. I think there's one more after this. So mindfulness-based coping might look like trying meditation. It might look like doing a body scan. It might look like taking 1 to 2 minutes to do some deep breathing to reset and regulate the nervous system on that core sense, or in that core way. It might look like doing some I'm hearing like bird watching, or I like cloud watching as a mindfulness based coping skill. That's a really good one too. But something, again, that brings you into the present. Okay, it could be a guided meditation. I think I said meditation. And the last one, what does it say? Oh, it says crisis plan. So again, what method you use to cope is contingent upon not only your experiences, because that's a part of it, okay, we've got to be aware of that, but it's also contingent upon what it is that you are experiencing. So if I am, like I said, if I'm experiencing intrusive thoughts, right, what kind of thoughts are these? Are these thoughts that I made a mistake? Are these thoughts that I'm not satisfied with my life? Are these thoughts of self-harm? Are these thoughts that are ego dystonic, which speaks to things that are not in alignment with our true selves? Okay, egosyntonic is things that are in alignment with who we are and speak to the core of ourselves. That's more so relative with OCD, but that doesn't mean it doesn't show up just in other ways, or people that don't suffer from obsessive compulsive disorder. But if I'm hearing borderline, I don't really know what we're getting into right now. But either way, you have to gauge where you are and what kind of coping you need. Again, another great example, I work with a lot of minors as well, right? And so, if we have it doesn't have to be a minor, but if we have a child who is, this is a good example because their brain is still growing, right? Their brain is tinier, still working out that prefrontal cortex stuff, right? And so if we have a child who, let's say they also have ADHD, or they have some kind of poor attachment history, right, that has then built up other emotions and experiences. But essentially, a child who has trouble regulating their emotions, which is any child, just baseline, but when you have these other factors, it becomes more challenging. Not just more challenging in the sense of let me teach you, but more challenging physically, more challenging psychologically, again, because that brain is still growing. And so if we tell that child to, with those big old feelings, you know, just, I don't know, I'm trying to think of one. Let's just try to distract you by looking at this pretty picture. Okay, just as an example, you know, in that moment, that child looking at that pretty picture is not going to be a sufficient level of coping skill. I'm going to move on because I feel like I'm kind of rambling. I mean, hopefully somebody got something or lots out of all my words just now, but that's a part of what I'm seeing here. Okay, so finding balance within that. And yeah, like, I feel like too, like someone is focusing more, they're learning more, they're more intentional about their actions, their energy, right? Maybe this over here was what was distracting you, and now you're more in tune, okay, which is permitting growth. It's supporting your growth. All right, I'm hearing like you're out of your element. Okay, maybe you feel like you're out of your element, whatever this new thing is that you're doing. Yeah, the Two of Coins, you're adapting. You're out of your element, and it feels weird. It looks weird. This lady looks so uncomfortable and overwhelmed. Again, back to that overwhelm. You know, it's not the Ten of Wands, but the Two of Pentacles is... I feel like somebody feels the Ten of Wands in this Two of Pentacles, which is really interesting because it kind of reminds me of a trigger, right? Like, I want to think of another example. So... if in my history I've had experiences of starting a new job and it being, you know, maybe learning after a few days or a few weeks that it was not for me, but in the midst of that not for me, I didn't really catch on, or I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it's like, I feel like someone is like waiting for the other shoe to drop, or waiting for something to be terrible, horrible. Like somebody doesn't believe in themselves, essentially, is what I get from this. But there is balance here. Again, I feel like you're finding balance in this earthly place. Really, you're finding a spiritual balance. All right, let's keep going. 2 more cards. Don't forget to like this video, guys, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Share the video. Oh my gosh. Whatever. Okay. Wow. Okay. I mean, if this was not already confirmation for you at some point in this video, then allow this to be. You go from the Page of Coins to the Two of Coins to the Three of Coins. Like I already said, something is growing. I feel like you're getting closer. You're becoming more aware. You are understanding something in a different way. Not only that, there's other people involved here. The Three of Coins, you know, it could, I want to go into the story of this for some reason. Yeah, not for some reason. I remember it, but I want to read from the book real quick. Alright, I don't know how to say this. Tamang, Tamang, mythology. I'm not sure what that is or where that's from. Benjakri and Benjakrini. Okay, I guess that's those two. I don't know which is what. The Three of Coins represents learning from one another. The fierce Benjakri and Benjakrini teach their apprentice how to become a shaman. They are demanding teachers, but their student is dedicated. All three put in hard work that pays off with the success of a new generation. Wow. The success of a new generation. Yeah, I feel like there's something within this process, or this could even be a relationship. I mean, for a lot of you, this looks more like a work thing or something in the actual practical, tangible realm of your life in some way or another. This could be your finances, even like I said. Um, Lots of Capricorn energy showing up here, as well as Sagittarius, right? And both of those energies are about reaching new heights, expanding yourself, growing to show up in the world in a significant way. All right, moving towards something. I feel like there is intentional energy here, and there's growth because of that. Now, the 3 of coins could represent working with what's the Holy Trinity again? Okay, whatever that is. I don't remember. I'm not going to try to remember either, but it could represent that. It could represent, like I said, working with other people, but there's something here that you're building, something here that you've been intentional. I feel like you have a reason to celebrate, okay? There's been a lot of doubt, but you're finding balance here. One more card. Wow. We would end with this in Wands. Yeah. Yeah. So this message has come full circle as expected. Again, if you didn't receive confirmation as of yet, maybe it's not the message for you. I don't know. I mean, I think everybody is whatever. The wheel. So the Ten of Wands. I've been talking about the Ten of Wands the entirety of this reading. I told you I saw it in that 2 of Coins, but saw it way back when we were talking about the 6th house, when this number 6 came out. Okay. You know, the number 6 is in fact about, like I said, balance and harmony. It also represents support. It also represents cooperation, which is what's in that 3 of Coins. Maybe somebody was uncooperative or unable to cooperate, or just because they had something. So the Ten of Wands, this is interesting. Very interesting message here today. So the Ten of Wands is, again, I'm going to read from the book. It's the energy of overwhelm. It's also the last and latest, okay? When we get to the 10, this is already indicative of a new beginning. But it's because someone has gone so far. I feel like I'm rambling. Let me just... Okay. Timbo tree. Oh, Paraguay. Guarani legend. The Ten of Wands represents taking on too much and refusing to accept help. Hello. When Sagwa's daughter went missing, he searched alone, in vain. A timbo tree grew from his ear when he died, bearing fruits he labored for but was unable to enjoy. It's so crazy. Like, I don't remember when I bought this deck, but I feel like I have acquired extended meanings of the cards, which is really interesting. But essentially, in this reading in particular, you know, this Ten of Wands represents someone who maybe was using too much distraction to cope, or maybe were not in tune with themselves, with their emotions, with their spiritual state and senses and needs, or something like that. But I feel like someone has needed support, right? But maybe they didn't know how to get it, or how to ask for it, or how to even humble themselves and understand what the dysfunction in the ego. There's some kind of dysfunction in the ego. Okay, but this is somebody who had lots of emotions, lots of experiences, lots of feelings, and didn't really express them. And so maybe often there's I kind of want to get one more for that Ten of Wands. I feel like this is in the past, which is interesting because this is laid out this way. Knight of Pentacles and the Hierophant. There's that Taurus energy. Okay, doubly so. And then you have the Eight of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So there is some kind of movement here, yeah, where there's been some kind of stagnancy, some stuck energy. But I feel like someone is, they've been working hard, they've been intentional, they've been focused, they've been goal oriented again. And allowing their, allowing like their values to lead them. Okay, if that hasn't been happening previously, I feel like it is happening in the future here. We talked about that as we step into Taurus season. Taurus season again is about security. It's about our values, intrinsic, extrinsic. Okay, our assets, our things. Something about this is changing. Advice, please. Advice and closing messages for the collective. Wow, man. So right place, right time with the Temperance card. Okay, you're exactly where you need to be. The Eight of Wands is coming out. We just saw the Eight of Wands, and you have the World card at the bottom of the deck. So again, something is changing. Something's coming to an end. And like we said, this is kind of bringing me back to the beginning when I was talking about something being far, something being at a distance. But I feel like you're closing that distance. Okay, whatever it is that you've been looking for, or something that you lost. Maybe you lost your inspiration. Maybe you lost your support system. I really don't know. But the Eight of Wands is fast moving change. Okay. This is Mercury. Yeah, I feel like, so you're learning something new here that is essentially inspiring you. I feel like too, the Eight of Wands follows the Seven of Wands, right? Which is about protecting ourselves, defending ourselves, standing up for ourselves. But Seven of Wands is also representative of boundaries. And I feel like there's a need to rework boundaries here, maybe boundaries with self, like we see with the Temperance card, boundaries with others, like we see in this Ten of Wands, but just in general, determining, again, going back to the drawing board of who am I, what do I need, what feels good, what doesn't feel good, what can I do for myself, what can other people do for me, how can I support those other people, again, working in tandem and really focusing on that sixth house of service, of discipline, and how to make something work in a supportive and balanced way, whatever this is. All right, but Seven of Wands can also be that block that I was talking about too. Okay. Maybe there's been a rigid boundary here that needs to be reworked or whatever. Nine of Coins. Independent, self-sufficient, single. Okay, this is somebody who has what they need. And here's this Virgo energy we've been talking about the whole time. So you're reworking your habits, reworking your routines, reworking your relationships, reworking your thoughts and experiences and the output of those, your skills even, right? The things that you've learned, you're putting them into practice. I feel like you've learned these things spiritually, or maybe by way of a really challenging experience with the Ten of Wands and with the Temperance card showing up. There's been a really significant transformation here in someone's actions, not just what they say, not just how they feel, but actually what they're doing and what they pour their energy into. Okay, how they manage their energy. All right. I'm done talking. See you guys later.